Hello everyone and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. Hello everyone and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. I don't know if I'm live. That's why I'm repeating myself. Oh, I am live. Hello everyone, welcome. How are you doing? Can everyone quickly give me a sign whether everything is okay, looks okay, everything is... if I sound okay, if I sound right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, 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 check. Wonderful, wonderful. Tell me if I sound horrible. Tell me if I sound like an imam. Tell me if I sound like a Muslim apologist. Why are so many people here? So, everyone, welcome. Give me a second. Okay. So first off, 2018 has been 2018. It's 2019. 2019 has been a terrible year so far. It has been a very rough year. I made the title because I basically want to talk about something that I've had on my mind for so long. I can't follow the chat, guys. I'm very sorry. I didn't know this many people would come. 2019 has been a terrible year. I don't want to talk very much in this live chat about Islam. I just want to say that in advance. I want to talk more about me, about Apostate Prophet, me, paid by the Jews. And I think Islam is currently not a matter that we should talk about. We can talk about it later during the live chat if anyone has any questions that I should finally answer. But I think this is more about me because, as said, 2019 has been a terrible year. I have come to decide to make this live chat, and I just wanted to be unprepared for this live chat. I didn't want to prepare myself. I just wanted to speak very, very normally, very naturally. I wanted to speak just as I am at any normal time, just as I have been at any normal time within the last half year. So basically, since the end of last year or the beginning of this year. When I just started this live chat, I had massive anxiety, which got worse when I saw that so many people were waiting here. I mean, 1,500 viewers is... Why are you here? Just kidding. This entire year has been very rough. I'm sorry if I can't collect my words very well. It's just the anxiety. As many people who have been following me know already, at the beginning of this year, I have been diagnosed with an anxiety disorder. At that point, it was so I want to talk about this, and I will interact with everyone, guys. It would be great if I could see your faces. But at the beginning of this year, I have been diagnosed with an anxiety disorder, and at that stage, around in December, but especially in January, in February, around those times, when it was winter here, that situation was so terrible. It was so awful. I couldn't have possibly accurately described it here in front of people. At first, I started having massive anxiety every day, getting these very crazy episodes where I have just constant, constant panic, and I just don't know how to handle it. I don't know what to do about it. At first, I didn't know what anxiety really was. I didn't really know how to handle it. So I was of course terrified, as it is something very terrible to deal with. I then went to the doctor. The doctor prescribed some medication. She prescribed some antidepressant medication that is also supposed to help with anxiety. The thing is that I have apparently very bad reactions to antidepressants. When I started taking the first medication that she prescribed, which was, I believe, venlafaxine ER, I experienced the most terrible, the most destructive, the saddest thing that I had experienced until that moment. That medication didn't get rid of my anxiety or my depression. It actually elevated my depression to such a level that that while taking it, I had two moments where I was left alone in a bathroom, and I broke down, and I started thinking of suicide. I just really started visualizing hanging myself and just committing suicide in that moment. And at that point, I really understood for the first time what they mean when they type on when they write on the back of a medication that it might give you suicidal thoughts. It's not something that you actually want to do, but it's something that becomes very crazy and very uncontrollable in that moment. I really just wanted to go away. It's crazy. So that's something terrible that happened. My doctor, of course, said we can't continue with this. Funnily enough, she gave me another antidepressant a few months later, which caused more severe issues. Some people might have seen it. I was supposed to have a live chat with David Wood at some point, and I didn't appear to the live chat. And he had to explain to the audience that I had my reasons, that he could share it with the public, but that he chose not to share it. What happened at that point is that the second medication that my doctor gave me was also partially an antidepressant, and it had such an effect on me that whenever I was in traffic, I would get these extreme states of agitation and panic at the same time. So I am in traffic, I'm driving, I'm waiting to turn left, and until the light turns green and I can finally go, which is just a matter of 10-15 seconds, I would freak out. I would fight myself not to freak out. I would be afraid of just driving into people, driving into other cars, and so on. That was an extremely terrifying situation. At some point it gets so bad that I just couldn't drive anymore, and I had to sit there and just call my wife and ask her to help me, because I didn't know what was going on. And I don't know, over this whole half year, I was just in such states where I thought am I just messed up forever now? Is this how it's gonna be? But I didn't give up. I went through so much crap. I went through so much terrible stuff. The people who have seen my Why I Left Islam videos probably know as part of it. So I thought I can get through this too. My doctor helped me. I went to get some help with counseling and all that stuff. I took anxiety medication all along, mild anxiety medication that didn't really help. I started taking supplements, thought they should help, and so on. Nothing really helped. And there was this one moment where I was supposed to get on a plane and fly to Arizona to meet David Wood there, so we could record the Boom Boom Room video in which Muhammad meets Apostate Prophet, which was a great idea. And I couldn't go because once I was on the flight, I started having a panic attack, and I couldn't go, and I had to cancel the flight. I had to actually walk out of the flight right before it was about to take off. And after that moment, I decided, okay, I really need to do something about all of this now. So I decided to get off all medication, to quit all medication, and to start mentally tackling my anxiety. I didn't take any medication anymore, no supplements at all, just proper nutrition, just taking care of what I drink, what I eat, taking my daily vitamins if I don't take them sufficiently from my food already, working out on a daily basis, just being positive, being more, having more, seeing things more positively, laughing more, making more jokes, and so on. So eventually, after that flight situation, things have started to get better. I decided to do the flight again because since for the first time when I went on the flight, I had this massive panic attack. I really didn't want to have another flight, but I thought, okay, if my anxiety really tells me that I shouldn't take another flight, then this is probably something I should do. That's one of those things that I learned, that if you have anxiety, your mind basically tells you not to do things. It tells you slowly not to do anything at all, and you get into your little box and you are just terrified of life. So I decided to not listen to that and just to get on the flight to get on this flight instead. And it actually worked. I sat there, I ignored all kinds of panic, and finally the plane took off. My anxiety diminished. I landed in Arizona. I met David Wood. I met John and Vocab Malone, and we sat together. We worked together. We recorded my Boom Boom Room video. We recorded another video for the Boom Boom Room in which I acted as someone famous from history, and everything worked out well. It was awesome. Meeting David Wood was awesome. Oh, he's here. He said, "Long live the Apostate Prophet," and made a super chat. Thank you so much, David. David is an awesome person. It's really very, very nice to be around him, to have conversations with him. It is a lot of fun. When I first saw him at the airport, he was I saw him from a distance, and there was this huge person, and I was like, "Is that David Wood?" So I walked toward him, and he's just so huge. I'm like half his size. So I said jokingly, "Are you David Wood?" And he was like, "Yes, I am." And I was like, "You're huge, man. What is this? Why are you this tall?" And he said something like, "I hope Muslim apologists react the same way when they see me," which was, yeah. Anyways, so all of this worked out quite a bit. My whole general anxiety diminished more and more. I don't have constant anxiety anymore during the day. I still have very, very messed up things that you have when you have anxiety, which is something known as hypervigilance, which is something much more terrifying than anxiety itself. Which is I have that more than I have anxiety. Actually, I have that in this moment. I started having it before I went into the live chat, but it's this thing, this being on the constant lookout subconsciously for something dangerous, for something bad, for something terrifying, and it just drives you crazy at points. You start getting violent thoughts, getting just scary, frightening thoughts, and all that stuff. So along with that, a constant fight and flight mode where you think about just escaping a place or fighting for your life, although it is absolutely not necessary. You are totally safe. Everything is okay. I don't know. Everything worked out somehow. I feel much better now than I felt half a year ago. But over this entire phase that I have been dealing with this anxiety stuff. I see all your comments, by the way, guys. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much for your comments, for your contribution, for your compliments, for your nice, friendly, wonderful comments. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. I will come to interacting with you more. Let me just finish my thought. I'm very sorry. Great. Where was I? So yeah, I have been dealing with this whole anxiety. Things have been getting better. This is also something that happens when I have anxiety. I totally lose my thought. I totally lose where I was. Oh yeah. Since this whole anxiety thing has been happening, my plans for this entire year have been so messed up. Everything has been just so wrong. I haven't made many live chats, although in 2009 it was so common for me to go live twice a month and to interact with everyone, to appear, to say hi, to answer questions and all that stuff. I didn't interact with people who support me on Patreon. I didn't interact with people who otherwise support me. I didn't interact with regular subscribers and followers. My inboxes have been piled up with messages and mails that I haven't even seen, let alone responding to them, because I just have become a complete mess with the whole anxiety, and trying to solve it, waiting for it to go away. What I have acknowledged finally is that maybe it is something that will never go away. Maybe it's just something that started at some point, although it started quite late in my life, but it started at some point, and it's just something that I have right now. I'm not going to be cured from it. I'll just feel better. It will just be more manageable, but it will be there. It has good sides too. Anxiety is not necessarily only a terrible thing. It's just it's also in some ways a good thing. Of course, it's not a good thing when you are sitting here trying to speak to 2,000 people and you just have massive anxiety. Anyways, So I want to say sorry for being such a mess this year. I have at some point I stopped caring about how the channel is going, how the subscribers are growing, who's interacting with me, how my videos are going. I started, I there's also this thing where I'm really not a person who can handle publicity. I have always been more in the background. I've never been a person who wanted to get into the middle and have have so many friends and be loud and whatever. I would usually have 1, 2 friends that I would constantly interact with, say stupid stuff for the purpose of comedy. That was the only thing that was kind of extroverted about me. I don't know how I did that for so long, but I didn't expect this channel to grow this much. So when this channel suddenly blew up, and I was faced with 100,000 subscribers, I started getting a little bit uneasy, and I thought I have to take this more seriously now. I have to make things more professionally now. I have to make more professional videos. I have to put myself off the screen more. People don't want to see me. People want to see the videos. People want to see criticism of Islam and all that stuff. And I just went into this weird way of thinking, this illusion that people are not here for me, people are here for the content, and I have to just be completely professional. Everything has to be black and white, and I only have to criticize Islam fully, and no one cares about me and all that stuff. And all that is, again, all just a result of the whole anxiety that I have been dealing with this year. People have been so supportive. Thank you all so much. My wife has been so supportive. Thanks so much to her. And thanks so much to everyone else. But why am I saying all of this? I'm not saying all of this because I need a round of sympathy and people crying for me and all that stuff. Although I really appreciate it very much if you want to show me that sympathy, if you want to cry for me, it's awesome. No, just kidding. The reason I'm telling this is I realize that I need to get back and be more me. I should stop thinking that I need to do specific things because of the subscriber count, or because specific people are watching me, because specific groups are watching me, because specific people want specific things from me, because of expectations and this and that. I just realized finally that it's time to stop thinking in weird ways and just start being me again, and start being natural again, start acting like I would act by myself, start being completely natural. Thank you so much, Abdullah Samir, by the way, who is also here. We had a big beef with Abdullah Samir at some point, but I appreciate so much that you are here, Abdullah. Thank you. I want to be more me again, because I think if I am myself, then I'm just fine. And you have all shown me that. Thank you all so much. So why am I saying all of this again? I'm saying all of this because, aside from all the bad stuff, all the terrible stuff, of course, there's also some good stuff, which is that I am filthy rich now. That I am so famous, and just I'm swimming in money. I'm swimming in money. I mean, one of the things when I do when I go home after a day of work is that I just jump into this pool of money, and I just swim around there. It's so amazing. So many Muslim apologists spread this idea that ex-Muslims were just going out there and criticizing Islam for money because they want to be famous and they want to be they want to be rich and whatever, because there's so much money. So I want to tell everyone something. I have the biggest ex-Muslim platform of all. I don't want to pride myself with that, but let's just say that I am the ex-Muslim with the biggest, most interactive platform out there. I have the biggest YouTube channel of all the ex-Muslims, and I am obviously the most successful ex-Muslim, if we don't count the old ones like Ayan Hirsi Ali, who went out writing books and being educators and all that stuff. I am not rich. I am nowhere near rich. I would love being rich. I'm not rich. I'm nowhere near rich. I need money. I need contribution. I need people to help me. I need you guys to support me. Please, please. I really want to say this right now. I want to be very honest about this right now. I depend on your support if you want me to do this. I don't earn massive amounts of money from anything. There are even people, I saw recently a creator and manager of a popular Islamic information website who went out saying, oh, did you see his videos? He's talking about me, Apostate Prophet. Did you see his videos? They're so professionally made. I wonder who is funding him. What the hell are you talking about? It's just some crappy production. This is the most, it's when I look at my own videos and I look at other videos people like, I don't know, Cosmic Skeptic and all those atheist people and all the others, my videos are the crappiest in production quality. It is crappy quality. I do it by myself without any help. There is no massive funding. There is nothing going on. What the hell are these people talking about? If you look at my Patreon, I have the number of people supporting me is like 400 people who chose to support me over a year and a half, which is great. I really appreciate that so much. But I get like $2,000 from Patreon, and I'm in America, and I'm married, and I have children, and we have a house, and all that stuff. $2,000 from Patreon. People who are familiar with how life works, with how expensive life is, people who are in America should probably tell them what this means. $2,000 means nothing. It means that I'm hungering here. It means minimum wage. Is that even below minimum wage, or is minimum wage just above that? I don't know what these people are imagining, but seriously, since these Muslim apologists, since these Islamic apologists, and these Muslims who are so judgmental about this, who really want to spread these conspiracy theories that people like me or other ex-Muslims who criticize Islam were rich or were doing all of this for money, and considering the fact that I, the most successful ex-Muslim till now, am nowhere near rich, not even that I don't even have the great means, above average means to support myself. This just shows that those people are seriously deluded, and that they're just accusing people of nonsense because they can't handle the fact that someone really comes out here and passionately wants to criticize Islam, passionately wants to talk about Islam and about the terrible aspects of this religion. Because that's all this is about. That's what all of this has been about from the very beginning. So I want to make this clear to all the Muslim apologists, to everyone who has ever doubted the intentions of me or any other ex-Muslim or any other critic of Islam. I was a Muslim. I was a very devout Muslim. So many people have met me in their lives when I was religious, and either admired me for how religious I was, for how devout I was, or rejected me for how devout I was, because regular people couldn't handle interacting with someone who was so much about religion, so much about being a perfect Muslim, because people want to be pop Muslims, because people want to say, oh, I believe in Islam, I love Muhammad, and I love Allah, and then they want to go out there. And they want to go out there dancing and flirting with girls and taking selfies and appearing cool and all that stuff. You know, if I had seen such Muslims in my life as a devout Muslim, I would have shamed these people for not being proper Muslims. And now the thing is, these pop Muslims come out accusing me and telling me stuff like, "Oh, you were probably never a devout Muslim." Hey, I was, and you are a pop Muslim. You're not. Go away. Anyways, that's why I'm telling all of this. So I would tell all of you, in all honesty, if this is the language they understand, I am really devout in doing this. I'm really devout in going out there and criticizing Islam. And I'm doing this because I'm so passionate about this. I'm doing this because Islam is a terrible system, because I have experienced Islam. I have been as Islamic as it gets. I have been under Islamic upbringing, Islamic indoctrination, Islamic institutions, Islamic schools, and all that crap. And I know how terrible they make you feel. I know how terrible life is. I know how terrible of a person you become when you think Islamically. I know that as a person who wasn't remotely hateful when I was a child, came to such phases that I would hate Jews, and I would hate Christians, and I would hate atheists, and hate everyone who doesn't believe in God, and hate everything that is contrary to Islam, because that's just what you learn. That's what Islam teaches you. And it's not just me, it's so many people that I have met in my life that were around me, that were devout Muslims, that were not even devout Muslims, that were just Muslims. So many others that I've met were so terrible about society, about non-Muslims, about everything in life, about life, about the world. And I'm here to passionately speak out against that. And since we have said that, am I at a point where I want to stop this now? Let's come to the title of this live chat. I titled it "The End of Apostate Prophet," obviously, and so many people have then come. I guess that's why people came. It was really not meant to be clickbait. I'm very sorry if it goes like if it sounds like that. It is not entirely clickbait either. It is just not to be taken completely literally. I sound like Jordan Peterson now. What I wanted, the title, "The End of Apostate Prophet," I was much more emotional when I actually typed that, but it's more of a representation of how I have been feeling over the last half year, over the last months, over the last weeks. It's more a representation of me and how I have been feeling this entire time, this entire year, where I just started being so careless, where I stopped interacting with everyone, where I seemed like I was getting more and more off YouTube and more off social media and all that stuff. At so many times I have sat down and just thought I should maybe just quit. Honestly, I have so many times just sat down lonely and thought to myself, maybe I should just stop doing what I'm doing. I should stop all of this, because who really wants to handle this? Who really wants to put up with all of this? I mean, I dedicate my time to this. I want to produce something. I want to say things. I want to criticize a religion that I used to believe in. But who can really handle in return getting so many messages on a daily basis that are direct, credible threats to my life? At the same time, so many incredible insults. Who can really handle this? I open my messages. I check my email, and I see just emails headed with "F you, you suck," or "Die," or I'm coming to kill you," and all that stuff. On top of getting stuff like that, you see Muslim apologists, known Muslim apologists. I have interacted with 2 so far, or 3 so far, who have turned out to be complete scumbags, the vilest, the most evil people that I have encountered. Many of you probably know who I'm talking about. At least many of you probably know one of those that I'm talking about. I mean, those that I have interacted with, they have slandered me, accused me of terrible things, insulted me, made up lies about me, told so many things about me, told people that I was over now, that I was done, that they finished me, that they killed me, that I'm doing all of this for this or that I was a terrorist, and all that stuff of garbage. Who really wants to put up with that? At times, I really came to points where I thought I should just stop doing this. I should focus on my own life. I should focus on my education. I should focus on pursuing the path that I want to pursue. I should be professional in other things besides this. But never did I actually decide to stop it. I might actually sit down within the next few weeks and think again, should I just delete everything? I will probably not do it. So yeah, if we come back to the title, it's I'm not actually quitting all of this. What I am doing is I will, because of all this anxiety issue, because of all this anxiety stuff, all the depression and everything that I have gone through in the last year, I will go a little bit on some soul searching for a week or two. So I will be off YouTube, off social media. I will probably not interact very much unless there is something that I really need to comment about. I need a little bit healing. I want to come back and want to do things differently and want to be myself again, want to interact with all of you again and want to be here again. I want to be Apostate Prophet again. So this should not be the end of Apostate Prophet. This should be the beginning, the new beginning of Apostate Prophet. The title is also a little bit of a hint to the end of Islam, by the way, which I used before, and which gives you a hint about something that I'm working on. But yeah, I noticed one of the things that I did very often during this last half year was to make announcements, was to talk about plans, about things that I want to do without actually then doing those things. This is if there are people around who have hyperactivity and anxiety, they probably see themselves in that. They probably know this very well. It is something that you do if you are like me, and if you are constantly hyperactive, if you jump from thought to thought, if your mind just doesn't go quiet, and if you have anxiety at the same time, that you want to do so many things, but you end up doing none of those things because you just can't get your thoughts together. So I don't want to make great announcements and then turn out end up not doing any of those things. I have some great thoughts though. With that said, I believe I said everything that I wanted to say. I will take a break. This should be the last break, and I will come back and I will be Apostate Prophet again. I'm going nowhere, okay? Dear, I don't want to say their names, dear Muslim apologists who have been coming out recently, who have made ridiculous talks and videos about me and posts about me, telling people that I was finished now, that I was done. They have been making completely idiotic talks and analysis of my production of my videos, while being completely logically inconsistent and flawed. And I just want to respond to them. I haven't taken you seriously, people. So I really didn't give a damn about those people. But I'll come back and I'll be Apostate Prophet again, and I'll do a lot of stuff. I'm here, so don't count on me disappearing. But yeah, thank you all so much. Thank you all, really. Thank you all so much. Enough with the arrogance and the drama. Thank you all so much. I am really, really, really humbled by all your support, all your friendship, all your help, all your contributions, all the great things that you people have been saying, that you have said so far, and how much support I have received from everyone. It really means so much to me. So thank you all so much. I'm not a quitter. It would be betrayal now to just go away. I just thought I need a moment to be as honest as I possibly could be about myself and everything that has been going on. And because this is one big step, one big part of trying to overcome all these problems that I have mentioned. Yeah. Well, thank you all so much. I would like to go on and interact more with all of you, with all the people that have been here. 2,200 people. That's more people than have ever attended any live chat that I made. But it's probably the title, like. So, but thank you all so much. To everyone again, I'm not leaving. I am here. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for your well wishes. God, thank you all so much for sending love and prayers and help. David Gonzalez, thank you all so much for your super chat and your support. Anirban said, you AP, you are a fighter. Thank you all so much. Stop being an Islamophobe. Stop being a Muslim. Oh man. Anyways. Oh yeah, Boom Boom Room. Everyone, David Wood. I talked about this already, but we made an amazing episode about Muhammad meets Apostate Prophet. So Muhammad meets Apostate Prophet will be here very soon. I didn't follow up with David Wood on when he will release that, but it should be out very soon. He also was kind enough to support this live chat, so thanks to David Wood. But we made an amazing other episode for the Boom Boom Room in which I in which I acted as someone who takes some drugs during the whole interview. But it's amazing, David. If you're still here, please release it. Release it to the public. Everyone wants to see the Boom Boom Room episodes. They have been fantastic. Filming it was so much fun. It was amazing. Beach Price. Thank you so much, Beach, for always being here. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Did you hate the wrong Muslims when you believed? I didn't hate the wrong Muslims. Well, okay, I did actually. So it was like this. When I grew up as a Sunni Muslim and as a Sufi Sunni Muslim. What I learned was basically that mainstream Muslims are kind of a little bit of a disgrace, but I wasn't supposed to shame them. I just judged them a little bit without wanting to, because they were just terrible Muslims, people who are Muslims by name, but then they go out partying and doing all the haram stuff, totally haram stuff. But there are actually Muslims that I did hate when I was a Muslim, that I learned to hate. I learned, for example, that Shia Muslims were wrong Muslims, that they were fake Muslims, that they were heretics, and that I was supposed to hate them because they were quote unquote worse than. They were worse than Jews and Christians. They were worse than unbelievers because they were pretending to be Muslims, but they are not Muslims, and they will be in the deepest places of hell, and they are disgusting, whatever. So that's the stuff that I learned. So I did indeed learn to hate the wrong Muslims. That was indeed part of my Islam, and that's part of so many people's Islamic belief. It is. I also learned a lot of terrible stuff about fundamentalist Muslims, but I can't blame any bit of that, because according to fundamentalist Muslims, the Wahhabi and Salafi Muslims, we Sufi Muslims were directly idolaters and infidels, right together there with Christians and Jews. Anyways, thank you so much. Noki Blue, right, I will be in the Boom Boom Room. That will be very soon. So many people have said I should do some yoga. I have actually wanted to. I've been wanting to practice a little bit of that. It's just when you have hyperactivity, it's a very hard thing to practice something like yoga. So, but I have been doing some mindfulness, some meditation, which I think is a very useful thing when you are dealing with anxiety and with hyperactivity. So yeah, I have been trying to do all that stuff. Blake Angel said, "What's up with that green background?" I don't know. I'm kind of bored of the whole white here on my videos. I don't want to see that whole white thing all the time. That's why I kind of put the green up there. I also had anxiety. I needed to change something. So yeah. Genjo the Godless Monk said, "I thought Sufi Muslims were more tolerant." That's what you think, and I would say they are softer than fundamentalist Muslims, and they are less about literalism, less about harsh laws and practices, and less about persecuting people. But they are not the best. They also go around hating the masses. So Sufi Islam is really not the solution. It's not the peaceful Islam. It's just more peaceful than fundamentalist Islam. BZ, I know. I'm preferring to do mindfulness, which helps me reduce my hyperactivity and my anxiety. So it works quite well. It's just very hard to do if you have hyperactivity. Comely Ray said, "I don't like Muhammad for his ordering of killing dogs." Neither do I. It's terrible. That's one of the great things that I have in my life now as a ex-Muslim, as a non-Muslim. I want to do a video about that specifically. Actually, I have a dog now, and he's just wonderful. It's a Labradoodle. When I told David that I have a Labradoodle, he said something like, "Labradoodle? Does it come with a purse?" But yeah, I have a Labradoodle just simply because it's a brilliant family dog, a very smart dog, very sweet, very loyal, and it's just a lovely animal. And I was never able to have a dog. I was never allowed to have a dog or to like dogs when I was a Muslim, because dogs are evil, and they are the devil, and they keep the angels out, and all kinds of nonsense like that. So dogs are definitely better than Islam, and dogs are definitely better than Muhammad. Dogs are definitely better than every mosque and better than Allah. Yep. Mahmoud said, "You said you are awesome, bro. I love you. Thank you so much. Breathing exercises is best for anxiety. Thank you, Herms16. I'm doing that too. I actually did that before I started the live chat. I want to talk more about philosophy too, by the way. I'm doing this whole apostate prophet anti-Islam thing because I promised from the very beginning to only focus on Islam and to only talk about Islam, not to mix my own idea, my own agenda, anything into this other than criticizing Islam. I would love to talk more about philosophy and about thoughts, about my perspectives on life and morality and all these things, which is why I actually want to create another YouTube channel. But as soon as I have that ready, I will definitely share that with all of you, because yeah, I would like to talk more about positive things too. You should monetize your videos. Oh, I totally forgot to mention that, since I'm so rich. Kareem said you should monetize your videos. Let me actually show you something. I had it right here. What is this? Oh yeah, here. Let me share my screen and show you this. So here is an overview of my videos, of my most recent videos. If you pay attention here, this sign, this yellow sign, stands for limited or no ads, so it has been demonetized. If you look at this, at my most recent 20-30 videos, the vast majority of the videos are demonetized or have never been monetized to begin with. And when they are demonetized, they are not demonetized after a few days or after a few hours or so. They are demonetized immediately. I publish them, and before the videos are published, the video is immediately demonetized. So I don't receive a cent from that at all. What's funny is that YouTube plays ads nevertheless. Before the video and after the video, YouTube plays ads, and I don't get anything from those ads. So and this is also the case with 90% of my videos, or 95% of my videos. 95% of my videos are demonetized. I don't get anything from that at all. It's like here's like one rare video, Islam versus pigs, that where I had the time to actually where I had the time to schedule this video long before I published it. So I asked for a review of its demonetization, and then YouTube actually said, okay, this video can be monetized, and I received some ad revenue on this video. But most of the other videos, I don't receive anything from that. So I have Patreon, and that's all I basically have. So that much to making a fame, to making a fortune of leaving and criticizing Islam. Seriously, YouTube has this severe problem with content that is critical of Islam. If you have the word Islam in your in the title of the video, or in the description of the video, or if you have Muslim or terrorism or jihad or any of those things, the video will be by default demonetized. You won't get any ad revenue off that. and you will have to go through review, and they will decide if it's going to be monetized or not. And that usually happens after a few days, when when most of the views are already acquired and gone. So you don't really receive anything from that. It's terrible. I'm not making money from YouTube at all. I don't know who asked my age, but I'm 28. Am I 28? Yeah, I think I'm 28. I'm 28. All right. So, Habibi said, "Is this about your new background?" No, it's not about my new background. It's just I was just kind of sick of the whole white thing in the back. I want to change my whole studio. I want to change everything. Anyways, I might get a new camera, make all of this a little bit darker, and yeah, I'll be fine. Okay. So I'll interact a little bit more, and since you are all here, since 2,000 people are watching, I will answer a few questions. I would like to go into all the super chats, but I really can't see all the super chats now. That is the issue. I don't even know if I can get those back, but oh yeah, I would actually like to answer some super chats, and also some chats right in the moment. If I'll watch the live chat. Gedalia, thank you for being here. The Gedalia is always helpful when I have a live chat, so thank you so much, Gedalia. Sharp said, "Please come to London." I might be in London at some time, if ever I have an event that I need to go to and speak. So if that is ever planned, if that is ever the case, I will definitely share the information, definitely share the details, so that people can come and interact with me, and we are not afraid of Islamic terrorists. So, if there are any questions, let me go to the questions first. What do you meme said? What do you meme is John, by the way. John is an awesome person. He's an amazing person. We had a talk with him about why I don't believe in God, and he published it on his Christian channel, which was very nice. If you want to check it out, it is on What Do You Meme, on the channel What Do You Meme? What Do You Meme? There we have an interview in which he asked me why I don't believe in God, and I basically explain it, and then we discuss about my logic, about my reasoning. So it's very nice. But here he left a comment saying, "I have never seen so many Christians, Muslims, and atheists all in one place." APFTW. I really like this. I really like having such a diverse audience. There are a lot of Hindus here too. I have. I always like having so many atheists, Christians, ex-Muslims, even some Muslims and Hindus in one place, without actually people fighting each other, and that is great. And that's one of the main reasons why I don't want to talk about different things like other religions on this channel, because I want this to be solely about Islam. I don't want this to be about my ideologies or my ideas and how I want the world to be and not to be and all that stuff. I want this to be solely a criticism of Islam. I occasionally have problems with how some people view the Muslim world or others, but we are all different. So many different people of different backgrounds are here in one place, and if there is such diversity, then it's completely understandable that there are so many different thoughts and sentiments in one place. So, but thank you all so much for making this possible, for being so diverse yet also so awesome here. See, I said being so diverse yet so awesome. Am I trying to say that diversity is not such a great thing? Am I a racist? Am I a white supremacist? Nazi? Am I a neo-Nazi? Next sub, full sub said, Next cap. I don't know what that means. Hey AP, do you think one day all Islamic governments will eventually disappear? I do believe that they will eventually disappear, and I believe that it will. It's not too far in the future. Although we might not see it in our lifetimes, I might not see it in my lifetime, which is sad, but they will eventually disappear. EMH said, "I think you should do another channel on philosophy. You're a natural." I thank you so much. I find it very awesome that you agree with me. I should probably make another channel about philosophy, about different thoughts, about different philosophies and ideas. I will probably do that because there's so much I want to talk about besides Islam, and I would like to just discuss all kinds of ideas with you people too. Stay away from Islam, by the way. It's nice that it's on us. I totally forgot that it's there. But thanks for the question. AP, do you think Sunnis and Shiites will destroy each other once the Muslims are done with the Kafirs? Quantum Cosmos QC. It's very funny because Sunni and Shia Muslims have actually only stopped fighting. They haven't even stopped fighting each other, but they have only stopped fighting each other in masses on such a big scale quite recently. So, and it's probably not a permanent thing because there is always a big conflict between Shia Islam and Sunni Islam. They have been Islamic authorities have recently made some attempts to finally bring the whole conflict to a rest by recognizing each other as Muslims, but it didn't really work out. Most Muslims from both sides still don't consider the other side proper Muslims, so there will always be a conflict. And whether or not infidels exist, that conflict will not end very soon. Astrid 0705. I actually think of making something more on a daily basis. I don't know if I can keep up with something on a daily basis, but I would like to make at least on a weekly basis live talks with you about different things. It would really be awesome. It would be amazing to just to share thoughts, to discuss things. It would be awesome. It might work in the near future. Are you ending this channel? I'm not ending this channel. Just I want to say that again. It was not a clickbait. It was just something very a little bit more complicated. But yeah, I'm not ending the channel. I'm not ending the channel. I'm just probably making some changes and going for a little bit of a discovery trip. And after I come back, I will be Apostate Prophet. That's what the title is about, Amy Lee. Apostate Prophet, have you ever been to the Blue Mosque in Istanbul? Yes, I've lived in Istanbul, actually. I lived in Istanbul for 3 years or so, so I have been pretty much everywhere in Istanbul at the time. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Frank Cosby, paid by the Jews. I know you say it gets old, but the thing is, it never gets old to Muslim apologists. I mean, I hear it every day. Seriously, I hear every day that the Jews are paying me, that I'm probably a Jew myself. I've just seen this recently, but from a very professional Muslim point of view, that I was probably secretly a Jew and all that stuff. It's crazy. I would like to not talk about Jews if they stop talking about Jews, you know. Next meetup. not in person, but I will definitely make my next live chat quite soon. I will do more live chats again. I will be more interactive. I'm also about to start a kind of a show where I will talk with different people occasionally, like every month or every other week or so. Yep. Do I believe we're living in a simulation? I don't believe we're living in a simulation, but I think that's a different topic for a different channel. I might actually start that channel soon. Okay. Well, thank you all so much for being here. I don't want to drag this too much. I don't want to drag this too much. I need to pack. I need to get ready. I will be going on a trip tomorrow. I don't want to I don't want to drag this forever. I don't want to be too idle about this or whatever it is. I just wanted to share my feelings, share everything, all the updates, be completely natural, be completely open about myself, and without saying too many words, without saying too much. I also want to go. So thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for supporting this channel. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being so supportive. Thank you for being so awesome. I will be gone and I will be back soon. And I'm not leaving otherwise. Stay awesome, everyone. Stay away from Islam. We'll see each other very soon. Stay away from Islam. Thank you all so much. And to everyone who's saying, stop being an Islamophobe, again, stop being a Muslim. But yeah, stay away from Islam. Thanks, everyone.